What is up, everybody? It is your boy. Well, I actually haven't figured out a channel name yet, but I will figure one out soon, so y'all just give me some time on that. But this is honestly one of the most intriguing draft classes, and I've been watching a ton of mocks. I've been watching a ton of people give their stupid opinions and stuff, and I'm tired. I want to give my own opinion. That's why I made my own YouTube just to talk about this draft. Now I might talk about other sport things if y'all like me, if y'all think I'm, worthy. If y'all think I'm not a complete moron, or maybe y'all like that I'm a complete moron and I'm relatable, so. So we're gonna go ahead and project just the top 10 picks. All these can burn in hell. The rest of the top 10. So on this draft or this mock, I'm going to try to be as accurate as I think. I think these things are going to happen. I'm not saying that it's the right choice. I'm not saying that the team should do this. I'm just saying this is what I think is going to happen. I might be right. I might be wrong. And I'm not, okay, I'm going to try to be different from everybody else's mock, but still not go too crazy. Like the first pick is Trevor Lawrence, okay? And I'm going to make that, start. We're not going to do trades because, it's my first video, guys. You guys got to go easy on me. I'm not going to do trades now. First pick is Trevor Lawrence. Second pick is Zach Wilson. We're doing that. We're not even, the rest of it, okay, this is when the video actually starts. Just like in the draft, this is when the draft actually starts, right? Now, I like Justin Fields over Zach Wilson, but the Jets just have this sort of love for Zach Wilson where it's like, okay, if you think that's your guy, go ahead and take him. Here's the thing, though. I think the 49ers would be stupid to take Mac Jones. I don't think it's stupid if they take Trey Lance, but, here's a big but. 49ers are trying to compete for a Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So why the heck would they get a guy in Trey Lance where they have to develop him and he takes a year and it's like, you guys trying to win a Super Bowl now? The reason they weren't competing for a Super Bowl last year is because half of their roster got injured. Literally, the years where half of their roster doesn't get injured, they're competing for Super Bowls, right? So why sit here and try to develop Trey Lance and all this stuff? Look, man, let's just draft Justin Fields, put him in as a starter, forget all that. We try to win a Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback, never been done before. But hey, man, this is what we're all about. Justin Fields is the most ready quarterback out of these three, and probably will end up being the better quarterback. Now, Trey Lance does have a higher ceiling, potentially. Maybe. But everybody's saying, oh no, Mac Jones. Why? Why Mac Jones? Mac Jones, I'm sorry, he's nowhere near as good as Justin Fields. In fact, I think he's a bust. I honestly think he's a bust. In fact, call me crazy. You look him up. Mac Jones, not just Mac Jones, DUI. He has a DUI. Okay? Alabama quarterback Mac Jones was charged with driving under the influence and being arrested on Friday in Tuscaloosa. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing to do in Tuscaloosa but to drink. Right? This guy is Johnny Manziel, but not as cool. Right? He's not into the cool hard drugs like Johnny is. He's just a alcoholic. And I get it. It's Tuscaloosa. There's not much to do. But hey, man, you gotta have some self-control. Okay, so Mac Jones has a little, Johnny Manziel in him. Plus, he's not the best prospect. Plus, Trey Lance has a higher potential than Mac Jones. And Justin Fields is better than Mac Jones right now. So it's it don't make sense. I'm going to go with what I think is an obvious pick. I'm going to go with Justin Fields. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how it falls, right? I think the Falcons, and I'm not going to stray away from the crazy stuff here. I'm going to keep it normal. I think they're going to get Kyle Pitts, right? Now, I don't think they're looking for a quarterback next year, especially because the draft class for next year on quarterbacks is really trash. But guess what? Their quarterback that they eventually, get 2 or 3 years down the line, he's going to come into this system, right? Maybe Julio's not there. Probably Matt Ryan's not there. But he's going to have a Calvin Ridley in his prime and Kyle Pitts entering his prime. Whoever that rookie quarterback is, he's going to be entering a real nice situation, So, yeah, That's how I feel about the Falcons. I don't know why the Falcons have had one of the most. I honestly think the Falcons head coach is one of the worst coaches ever. Like I don't know how he made a Super Bowl, and of course he lost the Super Bowl the way he should have. I honestly though don't like they're one of the most talented rosters. Every year they have so much talent on their rosters, but they're still trash. They were like they got the fourth pick. Like Dan Quinn was honestly a trash head coach. He went to the Super Bowl. I don't know how. He's one of those guys where he's just and keep in mind they went to the Super Bowl because of offense, right? And Dan Quinn's more of a defensive head coach. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, you're a defensive head coach, but your team is known for its offense. So it's like, you could tell that a lot of that success probably wasn't on him. It was probably more Shanahan than anything else. Shanahan's the true guru in that whole situation. He's the reason why they probably made a Super Bowl. Bengals, number 5. Now, a lot of people are saying they're going to pick Ja'Marr Chase because Joe Burrow played with Ja'Marr Chase in college. Now, I'm here to say this. Who cares? Who cares that so-and-so played in college with so-and-so? They're going to be playing in the NFL against real people. Against real, disgusting, amazing players, okay? Like, I hate that whole, hey, they played together in college, so they got to be pretty good together, right? They got that. Y'all remember when Odell Beckham came to the Browns and everybody was like, oh, snap. He was teammates in college with Jarvis Landry. They even shared a room. So when they run routes next to each other, they're going to be like, hey, I remember you. Now I'm going to be good because I remember you. It doesn't make sense. That's cool. You guys are friends. All right. You guys like one guy out of the 52-man roster, out of a 53-man roster. Whatever. You guys like one guy out of that. Congratulations. That's awesome. That doesn't mean anything, though. Okay? Ja'Marr Chase, yeah, they played, and I get it. Receivers and quarterbacks, they need to get along, stuff like that. At the end of the day, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. If you got Calvin Johnson, no one needs to play with Calvin Johnson in college to know how to play with Calvin Johnson. You just throw it up, right? Same thing with Ja'Marr Chase and any other receiver. Put the ball in where it's supposed to go. It doesn't matter who the receiver is. Yes, obviously receivers matter, right? And if you want to draft Ja'Marr Chase because you think he's the best prospect, okay. But don't give me that excuse that, oh, he played in college with him. They did good things in college together. That doesn't mean anything, okay? Yes, he did great things in college against, like, crappy players and crappy teams that, like 80% of the time. And then, occasionally they played a team that had three NFL prospects on a defense. 3! Oh my God, crazy, right? But it's like, bro, like the worst team in the NFL probably has like 8 SEC players of the year, like 9 Heisman winners, like 20, first round picks, players that were dominant in college, and that's the worst team in the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the worst team in the NFL is loaded with, quote unquote top tier college talent. It doesn't matter that you guys were really great. Oh, especially against like these really crappy. Don't get me wrong. LSU played against some legit teams. They played against some of the the better teams in college. But still, like, hey Ja'Marr, we played together in college, but coach picked a crappy route for you to run, and I only have 2 seconds because I don't have a good O-line, and I just got sacked and my ACL's gone. Ja'Marr, they should have gotten an O-line. Don't be stupid. Don't draft this. This is cool when you have an O-line. Okay, this is like watching TV after homework, right? But before that, you got to do your homework. Because if you don't do your homework, you end up homeless and dumb. So do your homework, and then next year, y'all could draft somebody, right? So they should get Penei Sewell, protect their quarterback. Protect your quarterback. Do not be Andrew Luck and the Colts, part 2. Protect your quarterback. I like Joe Burrow. I want to see him thrive. Protect him. It's not, and it's not like the Bengals have the worst receiving core in the NFL, okay? They have a okay receiving core, plus I think Joe Mixon's one of the better pass-catching backs in the NFL, so it's like, you're working with stuff. You're not on an island. You're not, it's not like Sam Darnold with the Jets last year, where it's like best receiver was Jamison Crowder. They have some pieces. They're just, they're probably in the lower, they're probably in like the mid 20s in terms of like, judging their wide receiver core. They're probably like 22nd in the NFL, 23rd receiving core. People are gonna be like, "Oh no, I think this is wrong. I don't agree with you." I think they're around there, late 20s, around there like that. So I think they're good at receivers for now. Like, they're decent, okay? I think they're like one receiver away. You get one guy at free agency, or you draft one guy next year, you'll be fine. O-line is the responsible and important thing to do. Now, Dolphins, on the other hand, actually have a semi-decent offensive line. It was a O-line that was really good against pass blocking, but not it wasn't a really good run blocking offensive line. So I would like to see improvement in that area. But Tua needs weapons. Tua wasn't I believe he wasn't sacked that much last year, but I do think that he needs weapons. I think they kind of have on defense. I think they're good. They still need some holes. I think they need to probably get an edge player, probably an extra linebacker or two. But on offense, they get a receiver. That's it. The receiving core is stacked. Okay, I think Parker is a solid receiver. They signed Will Fuller, and with Devontae Parker, like, those are two solid receivers. They have Jakeem Grant, who I think is one of the more underrated slot receivers in the NFL. They have a decent receiving core. Jamar Chase would just be the very beautiful cherry on top of the cake that tastes pretty decently. So, yeah, I think the Dolphins here get Jamar Chase, and I think it's a good fit with Tua. Pick 7 on the clock. Now, we're talking about the Bengals needing a receiver, not needing a receiver that badly because the receiving core is decent. The Lions probably have the worst receiving core in the NFL. It's probably between the Lions and the Jets. Oh, actually, the Jets signed Corey Davis, who's, to me, a good third-string receiver, and he's their second string. And to me, Jamison Crowder is a good second-string receiver, but he's their first-string receiver. It's better than the Lions. The Lions have the worst, they have the worst receiving core, I think, in the NFL. Probably worse than the Patriots. They have the worst. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm just looking at teams. They have the worst receiving core in the NFL. They need a guy. So to me, it's between Smith and Waddle. To me, though, they need a guy that can stretch the field. I love you, Smith, but I feel like Waddle's more the guy that they need, right? And I would go with Waddle. Even though I wouldn't hate them taking Smith. I think either or is fine. Okay, let's go here to the Panthers. Now, with the Panthers, I won't pick Rashawn Slater. And this is why I'm going to pick on Rashawn Slater. Because I think Sam Darnold is still good. I think Sam Darnold still has it in him to be a good quarterback. I just thought he was the most malnourished quarterback I think I can remember. Worst coach, worst receiving core, terrible O-line, bad defense. Like, this man literally had nothing. And he's like one of the youngest quarterbacks ever drafted into one of the worst, stupidest franchise in NFL history. Like, come on, man. This guy, you got to give him a break. Now he's going into a situation where he's going to have DJ Moore, where he's going to have Christian McCaffrey. This man went from an 84-year-old Frank Gore as running back to Christian McCaffrey. This man had probably the 32nd worst starting running back in the NFL to probably the best. Arguably the best. Because some people say Henry, some people say this, that. Arguably, I'll say arguably. Christian McCaffrey is arguably the best running back in the NFL. So what you do, you get Rashawn Slater. Their O-line was decent. Panthers O-line was decent, but Rashawn Slater makes their O-line solid. So Darnold has solid O-line, solid receivers, and an amazing running back. And we're going to find out next year what Sam Darnold's really about. Is he a true bust, or was he just in a really crappy team? We'll find out next year. It's going to be one of the storylines I'm going to follow and watch, right? Number 9, the Broncos. Now, this one's going to be a little bit interesting. I feel like their running back core is deep. Not deep. No, actually, no. They got rid of Lindsey, right? What team did Lindsey sign for? Wait. Phillip. What you go, Phillip? I misspelled his name, right? Yeah, I definitely misspelled his name. Oh, he signed with the Texans. Why would you do that? What did you see what Lamar Jackson's going through? I would never sign with the Texans. Come on, Lindsley. You gotta talk to your you gotta talk to your agent. I still like Melvin Gordon though. I think Melvin Gordon's one. I think he's underrated as a running back. I just think he's kind of had a few injuries here and there. I like Judy. I really like Noah Fant. I think Noah Fant is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. Um, Noah Fant and Judy, you have two very young weapons that are sort of developing, and you get somebody that needs to develop like Trey Lance, and yeah, I don't think the Broncos. I don't think Trey Lance should go to the 49ers. I think Trey Lance should go to a team that doesn't need to win now. Again, Patriots are another team that they like Trey Lance. Patriots want to win now. Bill Belichick doesn't want to die before he reaches the next Super Bowl. Okay, Bill Belichick's getting up there in age. He wants to win a Super Bowl now rather than later. Right? Actions speak louder than words. What did they do in free agency? They signed a crap ton of people. It wasn't to make, the playoffs and exit the first round and teach Trey Lance about different things while they exited the first round. No. They're trying to win the Super Bowl next year. So I don't think they're going to take Trey Lance. So yeah, I think I think the Broncos are going to take him, and they're going to probably try to develop him. And I think he might be a good fit in Denver. I actually like Trey Lance in Denver. Pick 10. I might be a little different here. Patrick Surtain, he's amazing. He's really good. He's great. He's amazing. I'm gonna get J.C. Horn though. Everybody's look, and I might just be doing this because I want to be different from everyone else. So I'll admit it. I'm making this pick because I want to be different from everyone else. In my board, and no one cares about my board because I am a complete moron who doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. But on my board, I have J.C. Horn above Patrick Surtain. I think J.C. is more technically better. I think Surtain's a better physical corner. But I don't know. Like, to me, a cornerback has to be... J.C. Horn's more adaptable, right? He can, okay, I'm covering this type of receiver. I should play this way. I'm playing this type of receiver. I should play that way, right? Patrick Surtain... he's a physical corner, which is good if you're playing against a physical receiver. But if you're playing against a guy who's very slippery, like a Devonta Smith, or let's just say somebody like Devontae Adams in the NFL, right? And it's like, he can't guard the best cornerback in the NFL. I mean, a receiver in the NFL. Boo hoo. But still, I'm just saying that as an archetype. There's receivers like Adam that are slippery. They're not the fastest. They're not the strongest. They're not the biggest, but they can get open. Right? They're slippery. They go left, they go right. They're slippery, and cornerbacks like Surtain will struggle against that, right? So I think someone like J.C. Horn is more adaptable and is able to cover more. Okay, so. And you know what? Bro. I said I was only doing the top 10 picks, but why don't I do top 15? Like, who's going to stop me? This is my video, right? I'm going to give y'all... Bro, you know what? I'm going to gift y'all 5 extra picks because I'm nice. I'm nice like that. We're going to pick 15. We're going to the Patriots, and that's it. We stop in the video at that point. I'm having so much fun right now. Giants. Now, Giants, it's very interesting. Now, I to be honest, I probably don't know much about the Giants roster because I could care less. I do think Joe Judge is one of the better. I think Joe Judge is one of the better coaches in the NFL. I think that the Lions. I think the Giants are in really good hands. So, I think they're good at receivers. I might get a cornerback and just strengthen up their defense. I think I'm gonna go with Surtain. Yeah, they're gonna go work on their defense. They're gonna get a corner, right? They don't even need a cornerback. But whatever, we do what we want. This is our draft, right? And I think Surtain. I just think they don't need a receiver. They probably need more defense than anything else. They need tackles, right? But then it's like the next tackle down is Christian Darrisaw. And that's like a really big step down from Slater or Pineo, right? Like that's like Christian Darrisaw is like mid or first rounder, and I don't think they're willing to go that deep for it. So they might just get what they think is like the best prospect on defense. I like any of these prospects over Micah Parsons. I probably like a few linebackers over Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, he's one of those guys where I feel like he needs to go into a defensive-minded coach or like a really good defensive coordinator. He needs to go with that because he needs to be taught how to be a linebacker. This guy's been playing linebacker, I think, for like 2 years. He's still not comfortable there. He still gets out-schemed. He can get out-schemed and beat out easily. But he's a talent, right? And I think you can mold that. You can mold that into him being a supreme linebacker. But you need to go to a good coach, a good defensive coordinator, a good defensive coach in the NFL. All right. Eagles. Okay. This pick gonna be crazy. And Eagle fans might hate me, right? Look, Mac Jones might be Johnny Manziel. Okay, I'm just kidding. He's not Johnny Manziel. But I really hate their quarterback situation. I don't think their quarterbacks are good. That's the thing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get Devonta Smith. Let's give Jalen Hurts 2 years. Okay? 2 years because there's not that many good quarterbacks in the draft next year, so. Or I'll probably draft Kyle Trask in the second round or something. Chargers. Ooh. I would get Darrisaw. I'm gonna protect Herbert. He is the chosen one. Okay, he is. He's a secret fact. I'm a Dolphins fan, and the fact that we didn't get Herbert and we got Tua. I love you, Tua, but damn, that hurts. That hurts. But you need to protect the golden child. You need to protect them. So Christian Darrisaw. I'm not thinking about it once or twice. Bada bing, bada boom. Vikings. Now, I'm not too deep in the Vikings roster. Like I don't know exactly what they need. They do have the top safety is on the board, right? Oh my God! Stop! What are you doing? And they do need a safety, right? So I might just like do that because when you go down to O-line, it's not really any good O-lines in sight. They need an edge rusher, but again, are you willing to go down? You want to get a Kwity Paye? Jason Owe? And by the way, I might pronounce some of these names terribly. Oh, actually, I'm gonna get Jalen Phillips. This guy, bro. Wait. Pro Football Focus has Jason Phillips so down low. This is why I hate them because they're a bunch of idiots. Jalen Phillips is probably the best defensive player in this draft. He probably would go like pick 3 or 4 if it wasn't for his head injuries or his not head injury, concussions. Well, technically yes, head injuries, but head injury sounds so much worse, even though it's probably the same thing. Patriots. Do they get Mac Jones? Yeah, they need a quarterback. I don't love Mac Jones, but maybe he could work on the Patriots. And that's it. We actually got the 4th quarterback at pick 15. I wasn't even doing that on purpose. Boom. So this is let's recount, right? Quick summary. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick to the Jaguars, because of course it is. It's Trevor Lawrence and it's the Jaguars. They need a quarterback. He's the best quarterback prospect in like forever. Zach Wilson to the Jets. They need a quarterback, and they love him. They love him. I'm almost convinced if they had pick number 1, they probably would have still gotten Zach Wilson. I'm just kidding. I don't think that would be the case. But they love him. They'd probably consider it, though. Justin Fields to the 49ers. It makes sense. He's the best player that can compete right now, and he's way better than Mac Jones. And maybe his potential isn't as high as Trey Lance, but, 49ers are trying to win right now. They're not trying to win in like 2 or 3 years. So Justin Fields is the guy. Kyle Pitts for the Falcons, because right now they're just adding on to the offense. They're just like probably gonna have like the best passing offense in the NFL next year, and they'll probably still somehow win like 2 games again, because the Falcons are weird. Penei Sewell to the Bengals. They need to protect Joe Burrow, and that's very like that's I don't have to explain this pick too much. Jamar Chase to the Dolphins. They need that number one guy, and I think Jamar Chase should be it. Lions literally have no receivers. Jalen Waddle will be good. Yeah, actually, Jalen Waddle might. I don't know. I feel like his first few years in the NFL, he might struggle a bit because it's literally like if I'm playing against the Lions, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my 4 best cornerbacks on Jalen Waddle, and everybody else just put like a defensive lineman to cover them. Like it's literally doesn't matter. They have nobody. Rashawn Slater at 8 to the Panthers. Protect Sam Darnold, and let's see if he's really a good quarterback. Trey Lance to the Broncos. I think John Elway finally found his guy. Trey Lance to the Broncos. J.C. Horn. Cowboys need a cornerback, and I think J.C. Horn is better prospect than Surtain. Boom. I think Surtain's going to pick right after that. I think New York is just going to improve their defense, and there wasn't really, at this point, there's not really anybody on offense besides Devonta Smith, but I think they're really solid on receivers. They don't need another receiver. Eagles, Devonta Smith. Okay, we're going to give Jalen Hurts a shot, but to give him a shot, he needs to have some weapons around him because then what's the point? So, Devonta Smith. Christian Darrisaw, let's protect Justin Herbert. Let's, make sure he doesn't go through what Joe Burrow went through or what Andrew Luck went through at all. Protect them at all costs. Jalen Phillips to the Vikings. Probably the best defensive prospect is in this entire draft class. Mac Jones to the Patriots. They need a quarterback, and he's a quarterback. Bada bing, bada boom. There is your first mock by moi. I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all like it. This was fun. Y'all have fun. Did y'all have fun? If y'all had fun, please subscribe. Hit like or something. Hit the like button, thumbs up. I don't know if YouTube took it down already because I think the like button was racist or something. But, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and more content on the way. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.